Right now at 6, police arrest a man they say shot at vehicles along I-5.
Plus, the cleanup now underway at a Portland pizza shop.
I can't believe this mess they made in here. It is unreal.
Then, students fight for arts programs getting the axe at one Hillsborough high school.
I don't want our pride and our joy to just get covered with a layer of dust.
And later in sports.
The Raiders of Southern Oregon are your 2025 NAIA National Champions.
How the SOU softball team struck it big with their pitcher's golden arm, gaining their 4th national title. But first, here at 6, scary moments on I-5 near Tualatin after investigators say someone started shooting at cars on the freeway. Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanit.
And I'm David Molko. State police say this was between 5 and 7 this morning on southbound I-5 between the I-205 and Elligson Road exits. Authorities say the suspect, who is now in custody, shot at cars from the side of the interstate, hitting at least 2. Let's get right to Alma McCarty live along I-5 in Washington County with the details. Alma?
Yeah, David, Christine, the suspect in this case is 44-year-old Jason Duncan, and he was taken into custody earlier today by OSP, and so troopers say there is no threat to the public. However, they are asking anyone who may have witnessed this incident to reach out. Now, as we were traveling down this way this afternoon on I-5 between milepost 288 and 286, we caught OSP wrapping up their investigation here on the side of the road. While they couldn't tell us whether or not the suspect was in a vehicle at the time of the shooting, they did tell us that there were 2 victims, one person with minor injuries and another with property damage. Right now, Duncan faces assault, reckless endangerment, and unlawful use of a weapons charges. However, OSP does say that there may be additional charges should they find more evidence in this case. David, Christine, back to you.
Yeah, pretty frightening situation in the morning hours. Alma McCarty along I-5 tonight. Thanks, Alma. Well, food all over the floor, along with broken glass. Developing this evening, a Southeast Portland pizza spot is cleaning up the mess after a man threatened workers and grabbed knives, authorities say, forcing an evacuation and police to lock him inside for their safety.
John Adams is live in the Woodstock neighborhood. John, you spoke with neighbors. What did they tell you?
Well, David and Christine, they were definitely in disbelief when they saw the shattered window and the food and equipment all over the floor of this Papa Murphy's restaurant. They say an incident like this is definitely unusual for this neighborhood. Instead of prepping ingredients and building pizzas, workers at this Papa Murphy's in Woodstock spent Thursday morning cleaning up after a man in crisis caused significant damage to the store the previous evening.
I can't believe this mess they made in here. It is unreal.
It's shocking. I feel really sad and distressed to see this, yeah.
On Wednesday night, police had to help employees evacuate after the man, identified as 38-year-old Joseph Thompson, entered the store and started threatening workers. Police locked Thompson inside after he armed himself with multiple knives from the kitchen. Officers used pepper spray and moved their vehicles to barricade the doors when Thompson started breaking windows, attempting to escape. He eventually handed the knives out the door and surrendered to officers. He was taken to the hospital and faces multiple charges.
It's just plain disappointing. Just plain disappointing because, to see what happens to some strange people, what they do. I don't know what's going on in this crazy world.
Longtime Woodstock resident Don Swanson was blown away by the mess left in the shop he has been coming to for years.
Woodstock has its problems occasionally. I've never seen anything like this. Never.
But says he will be back again to help support this locally owned pizza store as soon as doors reopen.
Lori has made a special pizza for me. I keep the menu in my wallet, so when I come in, I say, okay, duplicate this, and they do. Yeah, they're good people here, great people.
And great people who went through a lot about 24 hours ago. So, John, are all the workers doing okay, and when can the shop reopen?
Absolutely, David. Well, I spoke with the owner earlier today, and he told me thankfully none of the employees that were here when that incident happened last night or hurt during that situation. The owner is asking their normal customers here in the community to come out and purchase a pizza when they open back up to help them out, and they hope to be back open on Friday. David, Christine,
and
back to you.
hopefully busy as well. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. In your headlines, a Tigard police officer has pleaded guilty to official misconduct after a criminal investigation found he lied in one of his reports. According to court documents, Jacob Teeney lied about how he accessed text messages on a suspect's phone during an investigation. An attorney preparing for trial in the case found a discrepancy between his police report and his body-worn camera. As part of a plea deal, Teeney resigned and gave up his police certification, which ends his law enforcement career in Oregon. The department is now reviewing his past cases and conducting an internal policy review.
Portland police need your help identifying a man they say assaulted a woman near Burnside and Broadway in downtown Portland. Just after midnight last Thursday, investigators say the man you see here approached a woman that he did not know, punched her, then kicked and stomped on her once she was on the ground. Police say he also used racially charged language during the attack. If you recognize him, call Portland police.
An Estacada man who was caught allegedly transporting hundreds of pounds of meth made an appearance today in federal court. Authorities say 29-year-old Anthony Barrera was driving 278 pounds of meth from California to Oregon. Police arrested him Saturday at a rest stop near Roseburg. Agents say they also found 2 pounds of cocaine in his vehicle and 2 guns hidden in his home. Barrera will remain in custody.
And a water system issue has people in a large area of West Linn being told to boil their tap water before drinking and cooking. City officials say the system failed to send out a warning when the water in Rosemont Reservoir dropped to a potentially unsafe level. The boil notice includes parts of the Rosemont, Parker Crest, and Hidden Springs neighborhoods. Officials say people should boil the water, add 8 drops of unscented chlorine bleach for every gallon of water, and wait 30 minutes before drinking. Matt?
All right, Christine, thank you very much. We had a little bit of water falling out of the sky this morning, but that is now a thing of the past. Look at the coast. It is clear. It's beautiful. Some folks enjoying a nice walk on the beach. Why not? It's near 60 degrees. Good breeze coming in off the ocean still. That's going to weaken tomorrow and allow us to warm up even more. We still have scattered clouds hanging around the valley, but we've made it up to near or to 70 degrees today, even after that morning rain, which didn't amount to much. Less than 1/10 of an inch across most of the metro area. Tomorrow, it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be clear all day long and a lot warmer. By 2 o'clock, we're at 80. By 5 o'clock, we'll make 87. So again, warming up for a day, then cooling right back down for the weekend. Highs will be in the 70s. Hey, we've also got this tropical storm Alvin, the first one of the Eastern Pacific this season. I'll let you know where that's headed a little bit later on, but it is rather impressive. In the meantime, clearing overnight tonight, very warm again tomorrow, and then we kind of find the happy medium as we go through the weekend and next week. Guys?
Okay, thank you so much, Matt.
Now at 6, a Hillsborough High School is cutting its theater program, and some students walked out of class today in protest.
Our Celine Stevens is live outside Century High School. Celine, the school district is facing a budget shortfall here, but apparently that's not the reason for the cut.
Christine, no, it's not. So despite the district's major budget issues that are leading them to have to reduce around 150 staff positions, they say that's not the reason that theater classes will not be offered next school year. Instead, they're saying it's because not enough students are signing up for these courses.
I don't want our pride and our joy to just get covered with a layer of dust.
Several students walked out of Century High School early Thursday afternoon and later held a sit-in in protest of the Hillsborough School District announcing a pause to their theater-related elective classes for the 2025 to 2026 school year.
We're a band, and theater school. So it was just really surprising to me.
Many students spoke out, upset that the classes are coming to an end.
It's our space to be creative.
It really hurts to hear that they are trying to take that away.
I know it's had a very huge impact on a lot of my friends.
The district explained Century High will not be offering theater-related elective classes because not enough students forecasted for those electives.
It doesn't really surprise me because I haven't seen a lot of engagement from the school and all that.
They also wrote in a statement that any elective could be paused if numbers are low, but for some students who are a year away from graduating, the pause is more permanent.
I had a lot of plans to actually actually do things and be more active in the program next year, and I can't now.
One teacher spoke at the board meeting earlier this week, expressing frustration.
Enrollment data was available in March, yet neither I nor students were informed theater opportunities were at risk. Rather than seeking solutions, the district chose to quietly cut the program.
This comes as teachers face additional impacts due to a district budget shortfall. The Hillsborough School District is facing an anticipated $20 million shortfall that would lead to nearly 150 staff positions being reduced district-wide, with 8 teachers from Century High being reassigned.
I'm losing kind of 2 of my most important teachers and adult support systems at the school, and it's kind of devastating.
So the district told me that for theater classes to return, it would require a sufficient amount of students showing interest in that for the following year. It's also worth noting that these classes are not going to be offered next year. The after-school program that puts on performances will be sticking around despite those theater classes not being offered this school year coming up. David, Christine?
Yeah, knowing that theater classes would return if there's interest, we'll have to see if the students will take action on that. Okay, thank you, Celine.